Monster Veggies. No one recalls what this thing is Richard and Charlotte are admiring. They grew it out in our garden. My best guess, it's a radish that's run amok. It must have taken some effort to pull this baby out of the ground. They may have used a tractor. I don't recall what they finally did with it. Fulton said it'd make a good murder weapon, bludgeon someone to death, and then eat the evidence. The soil here is rich. We live alongside a river, so veggies grew big and abundant. Overnight, zucchinis grew into caveman clubs. Eggplants so heavy it took two of us to carry one into the house. Our vegetable exaggerations were endless, but as you can see, they weren't always far-fetched. We tried raising all kinds of things, even peanuts. In fact, some of our peanuts had 4 or 5 nuts in a single long shell. But the problem with growing your own peanuts, it's getting a decent roast. We never got it right. They were either burnt or raw-ish, and raw peanuts taste just awful. Growing potatoes was easy, except picking off those damn potato bugs. We never used pesticides. Every day we were picking bugs off something, like squash bugs. They'll stink your fingers for days, and they hid their eggs under those big zucchini leaves. And don't get me started on rose beetles and Japanese beetles. And oh God, the list goes on. If you've ever done any gardening, you know what it's like. It's not just growing plants, it's trying to protect them. It's war. Besides bugs, we had voles and rabbits and woodchucks and possums and deer and chipmunks and skunks, and now lime ticks. Some days you felt like standing in the middle of the garden and just scream. It's enough to make you want to give up and just eat meat. Fulton was brought up on a farm, and he remembers at the age of 4 being out in the field picking up potatoes. Farmers back then would help each other bring in their crop, especially when frost was threatening. A neighbor nearby, Luigi, he was from Italy, grew a lot of potatoes. His fields were the bottom of a lake that had been drained, so the soil was rich and black. Luigi had a Caterpillar tractor with a digger attached to the back. It dug up the potatoes, shook off the dirt, and left them on the ground. Fine, except you can't leave potatoes exposed to frost. They'll turn green and soft and icky. Well, that Sunday, about 20 or so potato pickers, neighbors, and their kids were out in Luigi's fields helping pick potatoes off the ground and put them into burlap sacks. With frost threatening, everyone was working at a pretty good pace. And they did finish before dark. In fact, it was Fulton's father who picked up the last potato. He held it above his head, and he said, "This is the one I've been looking for." And everyone cheered, except for 4-year-old Fulton, who grumbled, "Well, it took you long enough."